What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Heaven with Heaven's Audventure. We're gonna do a Q&A today. I wanted to be outside because I haven't spent much time outside lately, but it's super hot. It's July in Tennessee, fam. If you know, you know. So I asked you guys on my Instagram and YouTube if you guys had any questions for me. I got a whole lot of questions from you guys, which is exciting. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. I'm gonna start with the questions I got asked on YouTube. So let's get going. Are you getting on Threads? To be honest with you guys, I didn't even know what that was. I had to Google this like a grandma, and then I learned it's a social media platform. So that should answer your question. Not today, at least. This person asked how to balance mental health and studying for the CPA. That is something I don't feel qualified to answer because when I was studying for the CPA exams, I was in a very dark place. That was the loneliest I've ever been in my life. That was very isolating. It took me 18 months to pass the exams. I had moved to Nashville and knew 0 people. Moved in with people from Craigslist. I worked full time and I studied about 30 hours a week. I will say I definitely still scheduled trips with friends. I still went out maybe 1 weekend a month. I still spent time with family. So I didn't completely lock myself out 100%, which some people do. They just suck it up, do the CPA. I would definitely say make sure you're making time for your mental health, things that bring you joy, and even just the small joys of everyday life. Go for a walk in the middle of the day, get yourself a candy bar, cook something you really enjoy eating, but also know that the season of studying for the CPA exams will not last forever. You will get through it at some point. This person asked, if you were to move to another state, what state would you pick? Honestly, you guys, I have no desire to live anywhere else. Tennessee is home, specifically East Tennessee. However, the only other place I seriously considered moving was New York City. Young in my 20s, I am fascinated with New York City. It is still my favorite place in the United States. The diversity, just every single language is represented there, every single people group. It is so freaking cool. Kind of like a glimpse of what I feel like heaven will be like with all the different cultures of the whole world in one place. I don't have that dream anymore. I'm fine staying here. This person asked, what's your long-term career goals? Are you looking to stick with public accounting or venture into the industry eventually? I'm not in public accounting. I work for the government sector as a state auditor, so I'm a state employee. A lot of you ask career questions. Get ate up by bugs. They found me out here. They're like,
Kevin came to visit. Sucker blood.
So I'm gonna hold off on that one. This next person asked, are you still the in charge at your job or are you in a new position? Are you still in the same position? Are you planning on applying for a promotion to the next level in your job in the near future? Has being the in charge position gotten easier over time? Do you ever miss being in the job position before being in charge? Have you done any non-work related travel? Do you have travel plans in the future? Where do you plan to travel to? Do you think you'll continue to live in Knoxville once the lease in your apartment's up? Or are you considering living in a different city or state? I already answered the last piece. So yeah, I got a lot of career questions. I am currently the in charge at my workplace, but I'm not the in charge on every audit. So I still do not prefer in charging for a variety of reasons. I really like doing the field work of the audit work. I also work really fast and I'm very experienced at this point, so I can do a lot of work quickly. And if we keep promoting the people that do good work, we're not gonna have any good work to monitor and oversee. So I enjoy doing the groundwork. I've also been able to be a co-in charge on a few audits, even sometimes without the title. I'm basically co-in charge because I'm doing half the in charge work anyway. But it allows me to still do the groundwork of the audit, but then I'm able to help mentor and train some new hires or some younger employees and take that stress off of the actual in charge of the audit. I like being on the ground level. And I also just want to say, I think our culture here in America and plenty of, established countries, it's all about more, getting promoted, getting the bigger office, getting the bigger salary, buying more things. That is not my goal. I am very content with less. I enjoy life way more than work anyway. Work is just to pay your bills and then you go home. The more responsibilities you take on, the more time it takes you, the more work you have to do, the more stress you're under, which takes away from time with family, with loved ones, going on vacations, and then you have to bring your work computer on vacations. Work-life balance is my top priority, and the higher up you move, the less work-life balance you get, no matter what they tell you. Speaking of the career situation, my dad was talking to me recently about this, and he made a good point. We all have different gifts. We're all gifted with different things. We're good at things that some people are not. We also have weaknesses that other people are better at. And I think I'm a gifted leader. I think I definitely am personable with everybody. I make everyone feel welcome and included, and there's no bad questions. And that's something that I feel like is a reason why I need to step up and in charge more. I've been told I'm a fantastic in charge, that I've done a good job. It's just the amount of responsibility and additional work that I don't love. But at some point it becomes selfish if I don't in charge, when it's better for my office and the audit team for me to step up. So that's something I've been battling with for years now. But overall, I just prefer to be a staff auditor. Prefer to be lower on the rungs of the ladder. Well, I'm sweating profusely. We've been filming for 10 minutes. When she asked if the in-charge position's gotten easier over time, I mean, yes. At first it was like, what am I doing? I'm not qualified to do this. I've now done the in-charge duties for 4 audits, and it does get easier, but it does not get more enjoyable. I definitely don't really enjoy it. Just the tedious amount of work you have to do as the in-charge. It's a lot of it's frustrating. I'm also not someone that cares about a title or anyone else's title. When people introduce themselves and they say their title immediately, I'm like, so this means something to you. It doesn't mean anything to me, y'all. I like to know how much time people spend with their families, not what they do at work. I do plan to stay in Knoxville long term. I think I mentioned that already. Have I done any non-work related travel lately? No, this is the longest stretch of time I've gone without going on any trips. But I do leave for Wyoming in a couple days to go visit my parents because they're out west doing their RV, living their best life. So I'm gonna go visit them. But again, right now I'm on 3 audits currently. I'm in charge in 2 of them. And it's a lot of work, and I can still take my leave. I mean, I've earned it, I can take it, but it just puts more stress on me when I get back because of the amount of work we have to get done by a certain time. Miss Jane also asked about our workplace policy for working from home, what my opinion is on working from home, how often we have to go to the office, the client site. So we currently, I think our policy is we have to be in the office 2 days a week, but if you're an in-charge, it's 3 days a week. Or if you travel to your client site, then you go every 3rd week, a whole week there every 3rd week. I am a 100% fan of going to the office and the client side. I am against 100% remote work. I stand by that very sternly. You don't have much of a company culture when you're at home every day. It's harder to train new employees. Then you have people who have worked for you for years that don't really understand much of your workplace. They don't see the big picture. They don't know most of the other employees because they're at home every day. And these virtual meetings can only go so far. So I'm definitely a fan of being at the workplace. I definitely still work from home multiple days a week. So I'm glad we have a balance. Lastly, she asked what TV shows or movies have I been watching lately. Y'all, I just started the show Suits on Netflix. I'm only on episode 4 of the 1st season, so I can't say much about it yet, but it does look really good. And I rewatched Gilmore Girls a million times. Jumping over to Instagram. Also, yes, these are balloon animal earrings. I got them at a festival a couple weekends ago. Does Tennessee offer a pension for employees? Yes, we do have a pension. Do you ever plan to find a new job? Currently, I'm very content where I'm at. I really enjoy what I do. I have interviewed for other places in the past few years. I've been offered positions. At the end of the day, I really enjoy my current job, so why would I leave it, you know? What is your favorite thing your parents taught you or best piece of advice? That's a really good question. I would probably just say both of my parents have very strong work ethics. They work hard. My dad especially is the hardest worker I know, and I feel like that's instilled in me, but they both work really hard. They've both put our family first in any situation, and I didn't appreciate that much growing up because you just don't know anything different, but I'm a working employee now. I don't have my own family necessarily, but my coworkers who stay late at work to catch up on things instead of being home at dinner with their family, or they skip out on vacations when the rest of the family goes on vacation because of work. That's something my parents never missed out on, ever. We always went on our family vacations. There was always work to get back to. So I think that the work-life balance, the hard work ethic, working hard for what you have, and that's something I feel like has been instilled in me. So these aren't lessons they've like told me per se, but things that I feel like are part of who I am because of who they were. This next person says, how do you always stay so positive? I love watching your videos. That's really sweet. I feel like it's just my Enneagram 7 self. I also just really enjoy life. I feel like every day is a gift, and it's truly so much fun to just see what we're gonna do today. What's gonna happen? I do have bad days and sad days and angry days and road rage, but I don't stay in those emotions long. I get out of them as quick as I can because there's so much life to be lived. I just wanna enjoy it. Where is somewhere you want to travel and why? Wow, gosh, there's a whole list of things. I want to see the whole world, first of all, but my biggest international trip that I want to do at some point is freaking Japan. I want to see Japan so bad. I'm fascinated by Japan. I took Japanese in college, like I'm ready. Also Paris, definitely want to go see Paris. I mean, who doesn't? But I kind of would love that to be my honeymoon. Places in the US, Boston is at the top of my list. I have been wanting to go visit Boston for years. Still haven't seen Chicago. That's disappointing because I love cities, so I want to see Chicago. I also want to get myself back up to the Pacific Northwest, up in like Seattle, Vancouver, Washington State, Oregon. That's the prettiest landscape I have ever seen. Like I loved every second of my trip up there. So I want to go back up there. How do you, ooh, don't get me. This bug's trying to get my crack. How do you stay so active despite having a desk job? Because same. I don't think I really do. I think I need to be more active than I am. This is something I'm consciously aware of every single day. I do play volleyball once a week, but that's only once a week for like an hour. I play pickleball every now and then. I was running I ran a half marathon, like a little over a month ago. So I was running a lot, but it is way too hot to be running right now. So I've kind of given that up. Not on purpose, I really miss it. But when I log off of work, you guys, I'm energetic. Like I'm ready to go do something. I've been sitting down for hours. Now during busy season, when it's like mentally draining and I work all day, I'm ready to go straight to bed. So it's kind of one or the other, but usually I log off and I'm ready to like hit the ground running. What is the most trouble you've ever been in?
Honesty hour.
I spent 4 weeks in school suspension in high school. I also graduated with over 30 office referrals. Heaven was not very heavenly in her high school days. You're probably wanting to know why. I was a prankster. I was also a smart aleck to all my teachers. I was awful. Not proud of this, but yes, the most trouble I've been in was any time in my high school years, to be honest with you. I also had to sit the bench in softball, and college coaches came to watch me play, and I was sitting on the bench. That hurt. That was the only punishment that really did anything to me. Make me sit in the cafeteria by myself, away from my friends. I didn't really care. In-school suspension was super chill. I preferred that to some of my classes. But a college coach watching you play and you're just watching your scholarship disappear in the wind because you got in trouble and can't play. Next question, 5-year plan. Y'all, this question makes me cringe because every job interview asks this, and then most dates I've been on have asked, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Y'all, I don't even know where I see myself next year. I've never been much of a planner long term. I think the more you plan, the more disappointment you open yourself up to if you're not at where you expected yourself to be. And it also takes away from just living spur of the moment. So I don't even want to even foresee a 5-year plan. I would like to say, yeah, I want to be married within 5 years, maybe have 1 kid within 5 years. But honestly, if I'm not married in 5 years and I don't have a kid, I don't want to look back to this video and be like, dang Heaven, what a disappointment. So I don't know what to tell you. I'll be 33 in 5 years. That's kind of crazy. Do you feel like getting your CPA license was worth it salary-wise? Absolutely, 1000%, especially when I got it early on because I had the biggest salary jump. But since I had the largest jump early on, they've all kind of snowballed more since then. So yes, highly recommend it. Any music recommendations? I'm not a music person. I know this is weird for anyone because most people are like,
music breathes into my soul. Music helped me get through that breakup.
But even some worship music that people are just like,
this changed my life.
Music does not speak to me in that way, so I'm not the one to ask for music recommendations. And in your opinion, do you think being a state auditor is a good fit for introverts? Okay, considering 90% of my coworkers are introverts, then yes, I'm very much an extrovert, so I do a lot of things that most people in my workplace don't do. Like I do a lot of our videos for work, I do a lot of our recruiting events, I'm in our book clubs, I'm heavily involved in our wellness council. I also lead a lot of our meetings for our audit teams. I volunteer for all the meetings with the client. Ow, dang it got me. Just got bit by a spider.
What if it's radioactive?
It's really not the best place to film a video. It's burning. That spider was coming for a vengeance. So if you guys watch my work vlogs and you're like, oh my gosh, there's no way I could take this job, she does so many things that are like way outgoing, that's just things I've signed up for or my office has asked me to participate in because I'm outgoing and out there. I literally was a news anchor last week for work for a video we're gonna do. That's not normal. So no, I think being an auditor is great for an introvert. What is one thing you're bad at that you wish to be good at?
Cooking.
Liking food. I am the opposite of a foodie. I'm like, why do we have to eat to survive? Like everything tastes bad. I don't like most foods. I'm very picky. I have IBS. I wish I was good at food. I'm getting better. Athletic wise, I'm definitely an athletic person and I am extremely competitive and want to beat everybody at everything. But snowboarding was a humbling experience. That's something I'm gonna need to try again this winter, give it another shot. But that was awful. I sucked at it. What do you do when you get anxious and stressed about work and life? That's a good question. That's very relevant to the past few weeks at work. It's been very stressful. The week before last, to be specific, I literally went to my car and had a meltdown. I take a lot of walks, and if you guys see on my Instagram story, if I've taken 4 walks that day, then just know it's a rough day. Because I'm normally very focused and get my work done quickly, but if I'm taking a lot of walks, then I am stressed. As far as getting anxious, I never look at my work calendar ever before that day. Like I will look at my meetings the day of purposely so I don't see everything I have to get into for that day. I also think scheduling time with friends and family outside of work helps me a lot. If I literally just went to work and went home and then went to bed and woke up and had to do work all over again, I would be very stressed. I need those outlets with my people to help me get out of the funk. Y'all, I am getting attacked by bugs out here. This person asked, what are your future career aspirations? I'm living day by day, my fam. After getting the CPA, I didn't really have any goals after that. I still don't. I just truly am living life day by day and I enjoy it. This next person asked, what's my Jesus story? I don't think we have time in this video to answer that. I would like to share my testimony at some point. It will definitely have to be a shortened version because of what it entails. This person said, do you have any hopes and dreams about the future? Tell us what they might be. Yeah, I've got hopes and dreams. I'd like to be married at some point. I'd like to have my own kids down the road. I'd like to travel more. But I don't know, life is good. I just really enjoy it currently. So I'm not trying to rush through any season. I'm just really soaking it all in. Next question, how has the paint been holding up in your car after that whole nightmare? Yes, thanks for bringing that back up. My paint job looks fantastic. They did a fantastic job. It did take them, what, over 3 months to repaint my car. And they didn't give me a rental in the process. Let's not bring that back up. I'm gonna get heated. No, my car looks really great. I'm looking at it right now. I just got it detailed this week and it looks like a freaking brand new car. Like, I'm obsessed. I also bought the WeatherTech floor mats, the all-weather mats. They're coming in the mail next week. I'm so excited. She's a beauty. Last question. I found out recently I'm going to be an uncle. Got any tips or advice? That's so exciting. Yeah, I'm an auntie to just one niece. She just turned 4 and it is so much fun. It's fun because you get to, like, you see your siblings in this little human that they've created and you also see part of your family in them, and then to watch them grow into their own personality and their own person, and it's adorable. As far as being an uncle, that is so exciting. I would definitely say soak up every moment. I feel like that's what everyone says, but like literally I blinked and Ellie's 4 years old. I mean, I don't see her every week. I do need to be spending more time because it's like she's gonna be a teenager before we know it and she's gonna want nothing to do with us. So yeah, just soak it all in. Spend all the time you can. And yeah, you guys, that is all the questions that I got from YouTube and Instagram. On that note, you guys, I need to go inside and get some more water. This is not cold. Actually, it tastes pretty good. I'm so sticky. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed the outdoors, and I will catch you all next time, fam. Bye.